Okay, meeting is officially started at 5:30. This is the Public Safety Committee for Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council. Going to call roll. John?
Yes.
Uh-oh, and I need a pen that works.
I think Kelly's here.
And Kelly?
Here.
And Melanie, I'm halfway here.
Oh, God.
Okay, so let me pull up the agenda here. Screen share. All right, so I see we have Lou here, so welcome Lou to Public Safety. Let me go over here to the, uh-oh. What happened?
You must have moved something.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Where is my screen thingy dingy to even, oh, there we go. Attendees. Lou, allowed to talk. Hi, Lou.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Lou. How you doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. How I saw the agenda, some interesting things, so I thought I'd pop in for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, it's good because we'd like some of the help with the fireworks, talk about that,
I'm
both
just
you.
Lou, I'm gonna promote you to panelist only because it's easier. It's just you. Did it work? There we go. Okay, so any public comment from anybody?
I could tell you what we had, the composting.
Mhm.
We at the issues committee, we brought in his name is James Rosca, and he's in charge of that, getting that set up and making the composting.
Oh, wow.
Which is not good. Don't get excited. The green trash cans that they use for the grass and trees and all that. So what they want to do is all vegetables and fruit peelings, chicken fat, chicken skin, fat from your steak or whatever you've eaten, any meats you throw in
That's all
there.
supposed to go in the green?
That just want to toss it. No plastic bag or anything. You just toss it right in, all of that stuff.
That's
Any vegetables. Oh, well, you're gonna have raccoons opening up those lids or trying to, or you're gonna have maggots and everything else floating around those bins.
Imagine that behind my house if they go through with that hamburger habit right behind our wall.
Yeah.
Target parking lot.
So this guy's saying that that's what they'll do. And then the other thing, they're going to charge us more.
What?
They're going to charge us for doing composting.
Oh my God.
Yep, they want to charge us on top of the trash.
On the DWP and water and sanitation, it's already huge. I mean, we die every 2 months when our bill comes in. For just two of us, our bill's like 600.
Yeah, so he's going to go back and tell them all. Everybody was just negative about it, I don't want to sit there and clean the trash can every week.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah, they have a place for composting, where they'll teach you and everything. And they said if you want to do it at home, they'll give you a bin. But the last thing I want is a bin outside here and throwing all that stuff in there and letting it ferment and then mix it all up with dirt. I mean,
it's
come
crazy.
on.
I don't know.
More bugs.
Have you noticed all the shopping carts over in the park right now?
Yeah.
There's Target shopping carts that have ended up in the park.
Yeah,
Just
I saw that yesterday.
And they've got that brake thing on them, but somehow they willy-nilly them. They broke the brake things, and now there's several of them in the park. And it's crazy.
I don't know if, I don't think you can, if you try to wheel it across the yellow strip, it stops it.
No, it doesn't stop it.
It doesn't?
Mm-mm.
I know some places do, it'll lock up, it won't let you go.
Some do, but I don't think Target does.
Yeah, they do. They lock. So they're
Yeah.
disabling them somehow and
Hmm,
breaking
That's
them,
weird.
because I've tried to move them from behind our house and they won't go. Like, you have to drag them to get them to go back in the perimeter to unlock, to take them over to where they
Yeah.
belong.
I'm wondering if they're picking them up someday, if they can pick them up over the.
Target doesn't pick them up. They don't even pick them up.
No. I'm talking people taking the carts. Two guys pick it up and take it over that,
I don't know.
you know.
It's crazy.
I don't, Lou, you got any problems like that out by you guys?
Composting and stuff?
No,
the
shopping
Target cart-
carts.
Target carts ending up there.
Oh, not that I'm aware of, but there might be some by like Vons or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So I told Ted this weekend I'm gonna go in there and go over there and put some gloves on and grab them and just like haul them over to Target again out of the park, because nobody else will. They'll stay there. Rec and park maintenance won't do anything about it. So anyway, move on. So continue discussion about the town hall. Something came up. I don't know if you noticed on the email with Octaviano, and he's yet to get back to me, because I emailed him and asked him about what's this mean. So I'm going to open up the email here. Let me switch, stop screen share, and do it again. And I'll open my email here. I've got the email open. So he says here, where is it? Town halls. You see right here, I'm going to highlight it right there. In light of the proposed Rec and Park Town Hall, when the board is ready, please share the proposed town hall details, format, etc., with the department and the city attorney's office for review, to see if there's any helpful feedback that they can provide with the benefit of all NCs in the system. So what does that mean?
I have no idea.
I mean, we were planning on doing this in May.
Yeah, and why are they doing it now?
So my thought is to push it until June, until I can get this rectified with city attorney or whatever.
Does the city attorney have to be involved in this?
I guess, according to what he's saying, wouldn't you take it that way, Lou?
Well, I was just wondering, I mean, it seems a little bit excessive for
It
the
does
city
seem
attorney.
excessive. We've already done a town hall before. It's a special meeting. All we're doing is a special meeting.
It sounds to me
inviting-
like they want to open it up in case anybody else has any kind of issues or anything else they want to address.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but we're just addressing our thing.
We're addressing the parks in San Pedro is all we're going to address. And I invited you guys, Lou, and I invited Coastal to be part of it, to have a couple of representatives from Coastal and a couple of representatives from your neighborhood council to come and be panelists, to have each neighborhood council have a couple of questions that are important for the parks in their area to ask the panelists, and then allow the public to answer questions, but have a set of questions that we want first laid out, like, what is their policy going to be going forward as far as maintenance of these parks? They got given a big load of money, Rec and Park did. So how about them using it to maintain these parks? And that's my concern. The other concern is that they put these locks on the bathrooms at our parks over here, and they're broken half the time. And so they sit open. And they tell us, oh, we're going to have to come up with a different way of locking them. Well, what, we're supposed to sit here and just let it be a free for all night long in the park and the bathroom until you decide what you're going to do? The agreement was, when they went in there, they were supposed to be locked from sunset to sunrise, and then they would unlock on the auto lock when they put the bathrooms in. And they haven't followed through. The bathrooms are a mess all the time. and we've had people die in them. We have crazy people go in and they had to break the lock, one of the locks, because one of the black lady that screams, she locked herself in there and couldn't get out and was screaming and yelling. And so they broke the lock. So now it's broke again. You know, it's things like that. And then they allow, our park is the only park that allows jumpers because they have, and it's a little park. Have you ever been over by Target, the park over there by Target?
Yeah.
It's a little park. And this weekend, there was like 3 big jumpers in that little park.
Wow.
No oversight, and Averill's the same way. There's no oversight of the parks. There's nobody that's in charge of it other than up on PV Drive North. They don't go around and make sure people have permits. They don't, nothing. And
Crazy.
there's no oversight.
Hey Lou, do you guys have problems with the parks in your area?
Yeah.
I mean, we don't have a ton of parks right now, unfortunately, a few more going in with West Harbor, but our Parks Committee is pretty active, mostly with regarding Anderson Park right now. And but with that,
And you guys have had problems with Anderson Park.
yeah, but we're actually finally getting the money we actually need to spend it, the Quimby funds to actually do the long discussed upgrades. So everybody's kind of excited about that and focusing on that right now. But yeah, we've had some
Wow.
security issues, and we're also just trying to open it up more, make it possibly recategorized, because right now it's a senior center. We kind of want to make it an everybody center. And but also in terms of that locked issues with that bathroom locking and security stuff, I mean, you might also want to take that elsewhere, like an LA. I mean, did the LAPD have to break the lock? Have they been involved in that?
Maybe, yeah. But LAPD,
Yeah.
it's been brought up to CPAB to get them involved on it and everything. The problem is that certain parks like the Anderson Park, our parks in Northwest area, all don't have park rangers.
Okay.
And Point Furman Park is one of the only parks that has a park ranger, and Leland Park. And then their stations over at Harbor Regional Park is where the ranger station is, but they claim that they don't have enough rangers, and so they can't come over here and do whatever, and they aren't available, et cetera, et cetera. So it falls on LAPD, but then LAPD treats it as a non-priority call, usually, for anything to do with the parks.
Interesting. Yeah.
So they've got to sort out who's going to be the enforcer and make it their job to be here. And it's got to be an agreement. So my goal was to have like somebody representing Harbor Station, the new captain, have him hear us out as to some of the problems with the parks and stuff in the area. Have him here, have someone from the mayor's office here, like Joanna, have someone from the city attorney's office here to talk to us, have someone from Rec and Park, Deanne Dedman, have her here, have the park ranger head here again, Joe, have the head of the maintenance for Rec and Park, Raul, have him come. And have just a panel of all these people to answer questions for the public, because I think it would be a good, special meeting to have. The one for the Proud Boys thing really turned out great. We got a lot resolved from it. So, but I don't know if you saw my email, because I got no reply from Doug and no reply from you guys. So I was happy to see you on the meeting tonight. I was trying to fish with you guys to find out what days work for you guys to even be able to have like yourself and someone else participate, or even just you know, to represent your neighborhood council. You know, so that way all 3 neighborhood councils in San Pedro are represented. We had talked about doing it on the public safety meeting day, but then what Octaviano said and the city attorney said at our meeting about Brown Act and special meetings, that they aren't supposed to be used for when your actual meeting day is, so it has to be a different day.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So my thought would be there's an extra Monday, but that's Memorial Day. That won't work. And that Monday is taken.
That's the day for the youth and outreach, isn't it?
No, the 30th is youth and outreach is the Monday before. There's 5 Mondays in May, but it's Memorial Day.
Oh, okay.
That won't work. What about June 7th? It's a Tuesday. Because youth and outreach used to be the first Tuesday of the month, but they aren't anymore.
When is Memorial Day?
The 30th of May.
Right, so yeah, so the 23rd is our youth and outreach.
Yeah. Yeah, but we don't want to do it Memorial Day. We'll get no turnout. I was thinking June 7th, that Tuesday. That was the old youth and outreach day.
What,
It's the first Tuesday of the month.
yeah. That should be good. I don't think there's no other meetings.
No, that one is actually open, it looks like.
Okay, so we could do that. Does that work for you guys, Lou?
Would June 7th work for you guys, Lou?
I think so. That's like the first Tuesday. That probably will.
Okay,
Awesome.
that's awesome.
Yeah, for some of us at least, and then we'll see if Army's our Parks and Recs chair. We'll see if she wants or if she can make it, or maybe Barbara or someone else.
See, because what I was figuring is to be on the panel, everybody can attend and they'll be in the attendee side, you know, like even our board. And as far as panel goes, I'll just have representatives to ask the questions from 2 people, you know, for the panel questions, like 2 neighborhood council people from each neighborhood council. And then everybody else will be attendees. But they can still have time to raise their hand, even as attendees, board members can and stuff. Actually gives them more ability to ask questions and say stuff when they're on the attendee side versus representing as a board member, because then they're a stakeholder on the attendee side.
Right, right.
So anyway, so move on to the next thing. So, but what I'll do is I'll put together a attendees letter, a request to attend letter, and have all the CCs on it for attendance, and I'll BCC you on it, you know, for it, you know, for all the attendees, just to send an invite. And I won't give them a Zoom link yet until they say yes, they can attend. Then I'll send out the Zoom links to them, because that's how we did the Point Furman one, and it worked out better once we got RSVPs from everybody. But anyway, and we're going to try and invite Joe's office too, Council 15. The last one, they showed up the last 15 minutes of it for the Point Furman one.
Well, we got a problem if you're doing it in June.
Why?
That's voting.
I'm trying to think. Would June, not until June, no, July is when we change over.
Yeah, but don't they vote it in June?
Huh?
Don't they vote it in June
Vote what?
for mayor?
Oh, maybe. It's not the voting, it's the, isn't it just the, preliminaries or whatever it's
The
called?
primary in June, yeah.
Primary.
Is that what it is? It's primary
Yeah,
in
I
June?
think unless somebody gets like 50% plus one or whatever, I think it goes to a runoff of the top two
Yeah,
in the races. So like mayor and CD 15 council member, that type thing.
Okay.
let's see. So let me switch this over. New share. There. Okay, so discussion and update about the vendors in neighborhood, more issues, and now setting up at night and an easy up on the corner of Gaffey. What had happened, let me pull up the other email that I got from. Okay, new share, this is from Officer Shortle. And she sent me, I asked her about the vendors, what happened. Says as far as vendor permit task force, they did one in February, the one I said, but they did another one on 3/12. So there were 6 locations, only one vendor was at their location and cited 2115 North Gaffey. They were cited. And then I was not on the second one. My understanding is there were 7. And out of those 7 locations, 5 vendors had their food disposed of. What they're doing is citing them and then destroying their food that they have. But but what's happening now is there's this guy that has a it's like a big easy up, and it covers like the whole, let me see if it's on here. It covers up the whole like sidewalk completely. It's like a huge easy up on the sidewalk. And so what he's doing is coming out at night and setting up at the corner of where Target is at Gaffey and Capitol. And he comes at night. And I don't know if he's selling this stuff or what he's doing. There it is.
He's got a whole barbecue setup, stove and everything.
Yeah, and it's the whole sidewalk. Takes up that whole corner and the whole sidewalk. And I mean, that's not ADA compliant, number one. It goes against the new 4118, where the sidewalk has to be with the homeless and stuff now, but it's gonna go into this too, where 118, the sidewalk has to be passable by disabled motor scooters, by foot traffic. They cannot be blocking any type of sidewalk or business on 4118. So this is non-compliant, and it's totally ADA violation and all of that. So I notified LAPD about it, and I don't at this point know what they're gonna do. I just wonder if at this point, if it's time to do a letter about all the problems, because the task force, they're doing it like intermittently, like during the week, and they really need to do something on the weekend, because that's when a lot of those guys are out there, is on the weekend, for doing a lot of the sales of the fruit and stands and all of those set up and everything, that don't have the license or the health permits or anything. And I just don't know. What do you think?
They haven't moved them. I mean, they're still, the one on Amelia is still there every
Right.
weekend.
And they're still over by Home Depot too.
And by Home Depot, yeah, there's a couple of them over there, so. And I don't know where I was the other day. I think I was going down Gaffey, or it was,
Well, North Gaffey and Upper Gaffey has several of them out there, and so does Pacific.
yeah, but they were, got them parked and they're right there on the sidewalk and they're next to a parking lot and barbecuing. Like that guy was, they have the tents, long tent, and then they're all under the, and then, barbecuing corn and carne asada, everything was out, they were doing.
But like my husband said, it's one thing if they've got permission to set up like in 7-Eleven parking lot or something, a corner of it or something, but to be on the sidewalk and completely block the sidewalk, they can't do that.
Right.
They need to seek permission from Target or from, 7-Eleven or DMV or something and set up there, but don't block the sidewalk where somebody has to literally walk in the street in order to access the sidewalk. That's not okay.
No, it's not. No.
So I think maybe draft a letter on that, I'll see what I can put together for next meeting.
Okay.
Okay. So, the discussion about sidewalk repairs. Okay. So I have a letter that I sent out about sidewalks because the way that they're doing, we're gonna send this to the board if you guys agree. The way that they're repairing the sidewalk is like the way that they did the one in front of Target at Capitol. A lady tripped over that and fell the other day. So it's just not ADA compliant. Because what they did is it raises up like this and they came in and they put asphalt in the middle of it. And that they call that repaired. And so it's like a escape jump.
The same thing they did right here on Myla with that big oak tree that's over there. All they did was tar it and then just filled up the tar and everything and it looks like it's a ramp for skateboarders and everything. So
Yeah. But that's not
good.
compliant to electric motor scooter things for disabled, nor is it compliant for elderly walking that have assistant devices or anything else to walk. That's not ADA compliant at all. So the letter I have here says, Dear Mayor and City Council, sidewalk maintenance and repair are a necessity in our communities. We as a city need to work to strengthen communities by advocating on issues that matter most to older adults, as well as those with children and those with disabilities. The city of Los Angeles is experiencing a sizable increase in its older adult population, an expected nationwide trend as baby boomers age. According to the LA Controller's Office, over 764,000 residents of city of Los Angeles are considered older adults, age 60 plus, and this will be over the age of, and this population is projected to exceed 1 million by 2030. When nearly 1 in 4 Angelenos will be over the age of 60. The city needs to be more age-friendly with very diverse cultural and socioeconomic contexts and a commitment to promote healthy and active aging and a good quality of life for older adults. Sidewalks are a critical link connecting older adults and their families to public transportation, social activities, economic opportunities, and community services. It is critical to have walkable sidewalks and sidewalks that are accessible to motorized accessibility devices. The current city repair program is not ADA compliant, nor is it senior friendly. Repairing with asphalt to leave sidewalks looking like skateboard ramps is not adequate repair, nor is it ADA friendly. A local example here in San Pedro is on Capitol Drive in front of Target. It is dangerous and has been completed for repair twice on 311 and told this is an adequate repair. We ask that you review your sidewalk repair policies and make them ADA compliant and not a safety hazard to the community. What do you think?
That's good.
So do I
Yeah.
have a motion to accept the letter
I'll motion to accept the letter.
or letter, John?
I'll second.
Second, Kelly? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Oh,
Okay. So let's see.
Bring it to the board.
Yep, so we'll bring it to the board. And then Christina will format it and everything for us, you know, in the proper, and I'll give her all the CCs for it and all that, so. Cause I want her to send it to the street, head of street services is Stephen Hernandez too, cause he's the one that's been Mr. Poo-Poo about not fixing that sidewalk and other sidewalks in our community. He says they don't have the money. Well, I call bull because I just saw in the budget that they have all this money that they allocated for street repairs, sidewalk
They did.
repair.
Yeah, they got a lot of
The
money for
council
doing
just
it.
sent him a lot of money and he's saying they don't have money. The Target needs to pay for the sidewalk to be fixed. And he said that about a couple of other businesses in the area up here in Northwest, that the businesses have to pay for it. And I don't think so. There's extra money right now for sidewalk repair to bring them
Yeah.
up to ADA compliant. So, yeah.
Sidewalk doesn't belong to Target, I don't think. That's still
Yeah,
city.
No, it doesn't.
You
It's
know, I
city
think up
property.
until the flower bed, yes, but that's it.
Right. Well, they're trying to get it now where even like a homeowner, if you want it fixed sooner than later, then you pay for it and they'll reimburse you one time for repair or something like that. They're trying to make the homeowners pay for the sidewalks. But I tell you what, if you're paying for that sidewalk and having to pay for it to be repaired, then so be it. Then nobody should be allowed to be on that sidewalk to sleep on it or anything else. You know, if you're having to pay to repair it and fix it, it becomes non-public at that point,
Right.
right?
Yep.
I would think.
Yeah. They shouldn't, yeah, don't sleep on my sidewalk after I repaired it.
So the next one is Council File 21-1209. Let's pull up. So this is a motion that the City of Los Angeles region at large have an abundance of nurses, doctors, physicians, assistants that work in various specialties at doctor's office, clinics, hospitals. Many homeless residents do not have access to preventative medical services. Frequency use of 911, you know, for firefighters and paramedics are their primary care providers. Excuse me, given the large number of trained medical professionals in the region, it is appropriate that the city investigate a feasible establishing a volunteer medical corps to work in concert with LA Fire Department to provide non-emergency street medicine services to unhoused residents. This could potentially reduce the demand of LA Fire Department emergency medical services, provide a higher level of care to those in the street. I therefore move City Administrative Office with assistance of Los Angeles Fire Department be directed to report with recommendations and establish a volunteer emergency medical corps for the City of Los Angeles to provide medical services to persons experiencing homelessness. So CIS that I have here is the Northwest San Pedro Neighborhood Council supports Council File 21-1209 title Volunteer Emergency Medical Corps Establishment Preventative Medical Services, Non-Emergency Street Medical Services, Unhoused Residents. We support having the City Administrative Officer with the assistance of the Los Angeles Fire Department be directed to report back to the City Council with recommendations on the establishment of a volunteer emergency medical corps for the City of Los Angeles to provide medical services to persons experiencing homelessness. This will improve the quality of life for the unhoused and reduce the number of 911 calls and emergency room visits where many homeless persons receive their primary medical care. This will help reduce the weight put on these services and allow them to respond to general population calls.
So this is the one you want to send?
Yeah, this is for Council File 21-1209. This is to go before the board for them to approve this. I just, my personal opinion, this is a good thing because talking with LA Fire Department when I was a budget advocate and talking, I did a lot of the emergency stuff and the CERT stuff and getting money for LA Fire Department for emergency response and all that. And one of the things that they said is a lot of their money and a lot of their resources are being taken up for a lot of homeless emergencies that they have on the streets and stuff, and it takes away. And so if their assets are taken up with that, then it as a slower response to somebody, you know, that's having a heart attack or has another emergency in the general population. So hopefully this will prevent some of that.
Okay. It looks good.
So who wants to move it? I
I'll
can,
move it again.
John?
Yeah.
I can second.
I can second it. I can't unmute every time I try to unmute.
Call for the vote. All those in
Okay.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi. I'm trying to avoid this block of sun in my face and it's driving me crazy.
Okay, so fireworks. Begin discussion about issues ongoing and possible letter next meeting or action. So John, this is where you said you'd like to have at the next public safety meeting, invite the captain to discuss.
Yeah, and I mean, you know him well.
Yes.
Now you've got a good, so maybe you can do that. And then, like I said, from the issues committee, we'll tell Dan and Victor and we'll send them, I'll send a thing out to everybody. If they want to join and hear about the fireworks thing, they could pop in, you know?
Come and whatever, just invite the board to come to it. You know, discuss.
Yeah. Lou, I wanted to ask you something about this. Do you have, here's a situation what we're having with these fireworks. Somebody's got a big trailer or two, and if you're familiar, like you know where Lori lives, Jacobs?
No, where's that?
Okay, you know where the DMV is on Gaffey
Yeah,
and Gatun? So if
okay.
you go, if you shoot down Gatun, it dead ends after Myler.
Mhm.
Okay, I live next door. She's 40, I'm 40, she's 44. And
Okay.
so 4th of July, or even before in January, February, you know, during Christmas, you know, the normal fireworks that you see at Cabrillo and all of them, the big boys, right? These guys are shooting them off here at the house. I've seen a couple of guys with mortars and popping them out, or the next street, you know, Noches, you know, they're doing it. Over by Ray's house, you know, Rigolato, he said he sees them all, that, you know.
Somebody said too at our last board meeting, that they have seen that there a bunch of them
Value Amazon.
in the Gaffey Street storage building, that they're storing them in that storage building at Gaffey
Well,
Street.
and that's, yeah, that's, hang on.
Yeah, that's bizarre though, that if that's the case, that they have a massive amount of them. How can
Well,
that be
yeah,
safe?
and what's happening is we don't know where, you know, we don't know where Ray thinks there's a trailer or two, or they're using these storage places, you know, like something like a public storage and stuff. But there's, like you said, there's these spots. And what's happening is they're doing it throughout the year. It's not just 4th of July. These guys will start popping them off. And I mean, you see the ashes come down, you know, you can see them.
yeah.
I mean,
My mom lives on Lower 13th and it's like a war zone most of the time down
yeah,
there.
and I mean, even up on Berrywood and up by Mount Shasta where my aunt lives, they're still shooting them off over there. So what does it take? We, you know, these people, we have no rain. We're dry, you know, we're lucky what we got in December and a couple of things. Maybe this weekend, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, we might have more, but everything's pretty dry. And that stuff falls onto these roofs, and that have some old roofs, or even the wood shakers. And, you know, even in their trees that are dried out, you remember, I think it was 2020 or 2019, the palm tree that's down the street before the park, it caught fire. Actually on the corner of Myler, or by Myler right there, that tree that's there, it caught fire because of one of those fireworks, you know, as the ashes still come down. They're pretty hot. So, you know, we can't have that. And the cops, where are they? You know, they're supposed to be, I mean, you know, and I don't talk bad or anything about them, or they're good people and stuff, but yet where are they hiding when I know they got to see these things coming from a residential area.
Well, John, you saw during the whole campaign of 4th of July last time around, they had this thing about the big, on neighborhood watches, we're posting the thing that LAPD sent out about calling the certain number to report fireworks, etc.
Right.
Neighborhood watch, I've got like 640 people in my neighborhood watch, and over here in the Taper area, and they were calling, and then they're messaging me, and they're like, Melanie, what the heck? We're calling like you told us to, and we know who's doing it, and they're like saying there's nothing they can do.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Well, you know,
on it.
I mean,
They said they'd follow up later on it, and they're like, well, what?
but it's true. You need to go now and see the guys and what's doing this, because
That's the thing. They
you
are,
know,
though.
it's going to be like, you know what? It's like the old adage, you know, I'm not going to put a stop sign there, but then as soon as somebody gets killed, the stop sign goes up. Well, this is going to be the same thing. And the bad part about it, our houses all up and down around here, we're too close together. We are just too close together. So if one house catches fire, by the time the fire department comes out and tries to put it, the next one's going to go up, you know.
Yep. I
And
agree.
Lou, you've got that problem out there by you guys?
With fireworks. Yeah, I mean, I haven't personally heard a lot recently, but I have in the past, and I think a lot of them come from like parking lots around Central. But it certainly happens, and it's more so, I think, in the summer, but yeah, I mean, it can be year round.
Yeah, we hear them from time to time, but I
Yeah.
mean, they're shooting them right here in the middle of the street. They go out in the middle, put the mortar out there, and then boom, it goes up.
Yeah,
and-
so I mean, it's crazy when it's that obvious. Yeah, I think LAPD should probably be on that more. And then also if they're being stored in a storage facility, that could be really dangerous too.
Exactly, especially in the summertime, getting hot enough.
What's it called? On 13th and Pacific,
There's
place.
one that we actually even rent for storage that's over there. I don't know if it's the same storage place. Mini Pack or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And we were thinking, I know somebody said to me once they saw a trailer,
Storage. It's
That's
over from
parked.
Home Depot.
you know,
You're a
and they
little
see
bit
it-
soft, Melanie. I don't know if you're a little bit quiet.
I am?
A little
yeah, there
bit.
you go.
That's weird. No, they said that it's that Gappy storage unit over on the corner across from Home Depot. Right there on Gaffey and Westmont.
Okay.
That's where they said they're storing it.
There's a trailer there.
They're using the storage units inside there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then they
I'm
pull-
wondering if they got anybody over here.
unload 'em.
Yeah, the ones over by Fantastics.
Yeah,
I'm wondering if there's any in there too,
I don't know.
you know?
Cops
Just
should do
the-
a sting or something on these storage units, you know?
Well, they should have like, even,
Also,
they should be,
be checking stuff that's being stored. The storage unit people should be checking.
Yeah.
what's stored. Because that's
Yeah.
bad for them too. If someone's storing fireworks in their facility, that could be boom.
well,
the-
like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what Lou is saying. I mean, yeah, that building's a walking time bomb. with
I mean,
all
if
of
you're
that.
really concerned, I mean, you would probably need a warrant, but they might have dogs that can sniff for it.
Yeah, they do. I know they have dogs that can sniff out gunpowder.
Yeah.
you know, because that's what it is.
If
And I
it's
mean,
not-
My mom lives in
Yeah.
Central, okay, in Central area. And she lives right behind that chicken place that's on Pacific. What is it called? I forget the name of it. And Random Links.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But right behind the chicken place, she lives down from that. And the
Oh,
alley-
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
and
Yeah,
the
yeah.
alley right there is where she lives. And they are constantly in that alley shooting off fireworks. And sometimes they
Oh,
landed on her roof. And my son-in-law's gone out there and sprayed it down with water and stuff and yelled at him.
wow.
Yeah, they're bad. I've tried to write the SLO over there in that area and no response at all,
yeah.
Hmm.
at all.
And I'm wondering if with the 150 million budget cut, you know, I'm sure that didn't help either.
For what?
For being out there and going after, you know, stuff like this, you know.
Well, they got a budget cut on their raises, but they're getting more money. They're hiring, the commission authorized them and city council to hire, it was like a buttload of officers. They're hiring a bunch of officers now again, and they got a big budget increase. City. For LAPD.
Yeah. Well, see what you can do if we can get, if you can get, because he sounds like the new guy's got concerns, issues
He
with
does.
us.
And he seems like, have you talked to him, Lou, the new captain?
I have not, we've talked to him, but he hasn't come to one of our meetings yet. I don't
Yeah,
think before.
Or is he? I don't think he's been to any meetings other than that
Okay.
Pullman thing that they did last night or the night before.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But that's only because Mona's on the CPAB thing and she
Okay.
pretty much headed that up. So,
Yeah, but I would try to see if you could get a report maybe from your SLO about how many, you know, if they could tell you like how many complaints they've gotten with fireworks over the past month and stuff, and if there's been a lot or a rise, that might help us argue for more enforcement.
and also we're thinking about having the captain come to, or even Sergeant Schoen if the captain can't, to come and talk to them about the fireworks at the next public safety meeting as we head into 4th of July coming, about what they're going to do and how we can step things up a little bit to kind of some better enforcement than what they've done in the past with fireworks. Kind of headed off at the pass a little bit. So we'll invite the captain, and if not, he can have a representative, which will probably be Sergeant Schoen, which is fine too. She's good.
Julie's good. Yeah, she's good
Jules is
people.
good. She's good people. So, alrighty, so I'll do that. Next public
Only-
safety meeting.
The only thing is you got at the bottom here, next meeting is March 28th.
Oh, hello.
Well, it was supposed to be April 28th.
It's supposed to be April. Oh, Lord. Oops.
Well,
Yeah.
they'll see it once we put the agenda out.
Bathroom locks are still a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked, yeah.
So we're gonna have to talk about that in the forum. That will be one of Northwest's concerns that we'll bring
Yeah.
up.
Well, that, we could also talk about that in the town meeting, town hall.
Well, that's what I'm saying in the
It's
town.
all part of that whole park thing, yeah.
Yeah. Stop signs. Oh my goodness. There's a guy in Bay City Crime Watch that's doing videos of all the intersections in Pedro. And oh my God, all the people that have run the stop sign. He did it over at Stonewood and Mount Shasta, I think. And the ratio of how many people just went through the stop signs was like crazy. People did not stop. He did it over here. Nobody stopped at the stop sign during the period of time, hardly at all. It was either California rules or straight through.
Yeah, when I take the car, when I drop my wife off in the mornings at Florence Memorial, we leave here about 7:10, 7:15, and we'll go up Capitol. And we got those 2 stop signs that are up there.
Uh-huh.
Not just the one after Amelia, you know? A lot of times they'll just zip right by me. I'm stopped and then they'll just, you
So
know,
the question is, what can we do as a neighborhood council and to improve this and bring light to the situation more? I mean, what is there that we can do?
well, we could all go out there and sit in lawn chairs with our rifles and guns. And
Exactly, and make them stop.
I mean, I'm Sicilian, so I mean, that would be that's how we do it in Sicily, you know.
Well, like the
Lou,
old guy
I
that
see you laughing, Lou.
the old guy that lives catty corner from me, he has like a walker thing. And I was coming home yesterday from the post office, and I was at the park, in front of the park, you know, turning left on Berrywood, and I stopped because he's in the intersection. And this guy's in the intersection with his walker, you know, trying to get across really slow. And someone going up Capitol stopped, you know, the stop sign going the opposite way, kept going as this guy's trying to go across the sidewalk, you know, the crosswalk.
That, and I know that's, and at that time of morning,
The poor guy, I honked my horn and he like gave me this middle finger salute. And it's
yeah,
like,
but you know how it's not just that too. You've got people walking their dogs that early in the morning, up and down, crossing the street. And I'll tell you that another bad spot too is on Park Western, where the school is over there. A lot of people don't realize they're going like, oh, what are all these cars? And they'll go around the car and realize, oh my God, it's a school there. And you know, the other spot is over there, instead of me turning left on Weymouth to go to the Assistance League, because the light is so short and, you know, there's
right.
only less 3-4 cars. So I go straight down to Biner, make the left on Biner, left on that one road that brings me right in front of the school. You know how many people sit there? I mean, there's mom and kids walking across the street. They'll step off the curb and the guy takes off. And I'm going like, you know, where's the cop? You know, it's
Yeah.
bad right there too. There's another stop sign once you make that little left there on 7th, and there's a stop right in front of the parking lot of the school. You know how many guys go wheel through that? I see it. I see it when I'm there a couple of times a week.
I just wonder if there's some way to do some sort of collaborative letter from all 3 neighborhood councils stating to LAPD that we would like to see some sort of sting operation or some sort of traffic situation where they bring their traffic division, increase patrols a lot, and have a massive staging at different intersections to try and catch some of these people running stop signs, and just have a massive period of enforcement.
I know where Central's at. Like, you know, last night was the first time we ever ate at the Calaveras restaurant on 5th, right across catty corner from Think Cafe. By the way, Lou, that's a real good place. I really like that place. We enjoyed the
Yeah,
food.
it's good.
Calaveras,
Yeah.
Calaveras, yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, it's really good. So, but right there too, when you're on those streets, Mesa, PV Drive, you know, if you look, how many people just going up 5th or 6th or 7th, they just, boom, they don't stop. They roll through it, or, you know, nobody's at the corners and so they go, you know, and
Well, maybe-
I mean,
Maybe
there's,
a letter to LAPD and then send it out to have maybe the other NCs, like I can send it to you, Lou, and have your neighborhood council adopt it, and have the other NC, you coastal, adopt it, so that they do some sort of task force for all of San Pedro for this stop sign. That
can we do a town hall meeting like that with the 3 councils?
Well, we could, but let's do a letter first and see what happens with the letter. Just
Okay.
asking them to do a task force that they
We
just,
should get them to get together with Lou and Doug and, you know,
I'll email them the letter to have their neighborhood council vote to adopt it also. you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, and if
And
there's any
that way we
anything they
have
want
both
to add to it, then they could add to it also,
exactly.
because it's just, it's everywhere, And like, especially like in the area like where Central's at, all those little streets like that, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, all them in between stop sign. I mean, I've seen it there. I've seen it many a times. They just keep going. They don't even making a right turn. That's one of the other things. There's a stop sign there, but if no one's coming or going, they just make the right turn. Don't even stop for the sign. So it's just,
Okay, so letter to adopt for adoption by all 3 NCs to have LAPD do a task force for stop sign enforcement. So that hopefully would help. So this other thing is something they're gonna do that's interesting. And it's called bus lanes across the city of Los Angeles. So they're gonna start doing targeted enforcement of the bus lanes and the bike lanes. And so parking enforcement ensures that buses can utilize the bus lanes as designed in safe and secure manner, while minimizing conflicts with parked or idling cars, delivery vehicles, loading, uploading in the lanes, or other actions that might affect the safety of bus riders, pedestrians, motorists, or impede the speed of reliability of our bus service. As a reminder, it's illegal to park or stop in bus-only lanes during posted times. Target enforcement from LADOT begins the week of March 14th through Friday, March 18th, with LADOT issuing written warnings for the first week of their target enforcement. After that, all violators may receive a citation and may be towed in accordance with the municipal code. And then tips for safely using the bus lane, only lanes. So, yeah, so I was just asked to bring this to public safety to make sure that everybody's aware of it. And then I asked Christina to put it on our website.
they want to do a bus route from San Pedro to downtown LA, but they're trying to get a long range bus, electric bus.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dan just saw it in the paper on Monday, and yeah, they want it to go directly to downtown and run, but they want to use an electric bus, but they want to see if they've got a long range bus that can do it.
Huh.
On
What
electric.
I don't understand is why they're so resistant to do the Metrolink all the way to Pedro. They did it to Torrance. The proposal is to Torrance, so why not to Pedro?
Yeah.
And that's
You
what I
know.
told the Metro people when they come to our meeting. And why are you
Because
here if you aren't going to include Pedro? Why are you here?
yeah, I'll tell you what, right now, and I'm sure you all agree, as of today, gasoline now in a lot of the gas stations around here is 605, 608, 602.
They
I
say
mean,
it's
Costco went up again. Yesterday it was 573. Today it's like 5 is like, yeah, it was 573, and today it's 582.
wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. Just overnight, And of course, Uncle Biden, he's over there. I'm gonna, cut back on that. I'm gonna help
the
get
thing
the.
is, they want everybody to be energy efficient and all that, but not everybody can afford to buy an electric car.
Well,
Right.
that's not. Listen, I've been a mechanic all my life. Okay, I've dealt with I worked at the airport at the Continental Airlines many years, and they wanted to put in electric pushback tractors, little tractors. It ain't gonna work. You're not. It takes too much time. And cars are great, but can you get a car to go 300-400 miles on a charge? And then the other problem is in the summertime, they're cutting electricity back because people use in their house air conditioners and stuff like that. So then they take blocks and cut where are we gonna get all these chargers to put it on more electricity that it's gonna use? And we don't even have adequate enough power to run these things, you know?
Yep. And the thing is, though, they want everybody to do mass transportation. But like my husband says, they're saying everybody ride a bike or whatever. He goes, I'd like to see somebody ride a bike to downtown LA in a suit. He says, I have to wear a suit from here. How am I
Yeah.
going to go to a hearing on a bike?
Well, the minute when I'll tell you what, my dad used to say, if you want people to follow and lead, do the job. If you're a manager, whatever, director, you know what? You go out there, you sweep the floors, you mop the floors, you do everything that they would do. That's fine. So until Washington, I see Washington on motor scooters or bicycles that they're heading out to to a conference over there at the Capitol. Hey, but if they don't do it, what makes you think everybody else is going to do it? Unless people are going to,
Well, even our councilman, he goes to city hall meetings. He doesn't ride his bike.
yeah,
And he doesn't ride the bus either.
no. And to be honest with you, I've talked to people, half of them are scared to ride the bus.
Oh, well, that's the other problem. And, like my husband says, he won't ride the bus because of how filthy a lot of the people are that ride it, as well as, the homeless ride it and ride it all night and everything. And that's part of the problem too. And he can't, what he exposes himself to, he brings home to me.
Yeah.
And,
And I can tell you, because we had statistics on the green line that would go from Long Beach, everything, and into LAX, the one that rides on the 105 freeway. I could tell you right now, we used to get reports of it all the time when we had our meetings at the airport.
right.
And Stephen Yee, who was our director of for Department of Airports, and he would sit there and show us that every day from LAX to wherever they drop you off on the 105 there, whether it was Long Beach or, Watts, anywhere where it goes all the way down to just before the 605. There was every day, there were average of 6 to 10 robberies a night, and during the day. That somebody, they got their purse, they got this, they got mugged,
On the bus.
on the train,
Oh, wow.
Metro, the Green Line.
Oh, wow.
So imagine what the buses are like. That's why I said it's yeah, it's and if they want, they want us to have better this and that and use the train, the buses and stuff, they gotta have better routes and stuff, that the bus comes more often, it's nice that they're bringing 100 electric buses, but where are we charging?
Yeah, where are they charging at?
And then you got electric bus that's going to do all these stop and go. That's going to use up more battery,
That's crazy.
but
Okay, well, I think we're
but
good.
anyway.
And I think that's it, unless anybody has anything else they want to bring up.
No, that's about it.
Kelly? No? Okay. But I
Nope, I'm
guess we're good. And so next meeting, we'll have the fireworks. I'll talk to the captain and see if we can get him here for our next meeting or a representative. And then I'll work on a letter for the next meeting for the vendor thing and for the the stop sign task force thing for the next meeting. That way we can vote on it and then have the council board approve it.
Okay. Sounds
Okay.
good. All right.
Sounds good. All righty.
Thanks, Lou.
Yeah, thanks. Good to see you all.
All righty.
Same here.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Yeah, take care.
Okay.
Take care. Bye.